major in aeronautic engineering. And there's a platform, Coursera. There are so many free online platforms. But one of the reasons why I like Coursera is because Coursera is recognized by professional bodies. You see a lot of companies use Coursera. I have a friend who used to be in First Bank. She used to be a cashier. And for many years, she complained about her job and saying that she can't continue doing this job. Bank tellering is boring, is crazy, is mundane, is routine. And I asked her, then what have you done to develop? What have you done to prepare for the job of the future? What have you done to change the trajectory of where you're heading to? She said, I don't have an idea what to do. The truth is, by the time I even get home, I am tired. So, oh, you are home, you are tired. I know. Tailoring is that time consuming. Have you tried sitting down and asking yourself, if I could study for an hour every day online, what course will I do? If I could do for 2 hours, 3 hours, what are the things I really want to do in my life? What are the things that would interest me? She said she wants to learn a bit of. She wants to learn a bit of tech. You want to learn tech? I said, okay, fine. Now, tech is very broad. What part of tech will you be comfortable doing for your rest of your life? And she said she doesn't want programming. Anything programming, coding, maths is not a thing. I said, okay, fine. Take your time. Study the entire brochure. Pick a course that you feel would appeal to you and you would enjoy doing. Long story short, she moved away from being a teller in less than 2 years. She became an IT person. From business analyst, IT business analyst, she moved away from that, went to do another professional course, ended up working for the same company that was outsourcing to First Bank. They started managing First Bank database. She works in the company that manages First Bank database. Today she's out of the country, studying in the UK, getting her master's already, simply because what? She did the first journey of what? Telling herself that she had to change the way things were. And she bought into a package online. She didn't have to pay heavily for the course. In fact, the first few courses she took were free. So if you must utilize technology next year for personal development, look for courses that appeal to you. Look for trainings that appeal to you and start with them. Don't go and study aeronautic engineer, you'll get tired. Don't go and study space management, ship management, how to design a rocket. No. What is that one thing that appeals to you? There's every resource available online. There are websites, there are links. I will be sharing those links with you maybe after now. That you can easily access, register, and take few courses. Very short courses that takes you 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 1 month. I tell people, when you're using the internet, especially if you're somebody who is trying to build a new trajectory, do not start with 2 years programs. Do not start with 1 year programs. Start with very short courses. Start with courses that all you need is an hour a day to study or 30 minutes a day to study, and you realize how much change can come into your life. I have seen people who literally studied entirely a different course, but woke up one morning and said, I'm interested in this field. And they pick bits and pieces of it, and today they've changed their life. I remember my dad brother left the country. He was supposed to do accounting. He finished from UNN, accountant, and wanted to go for the masters. On getting to the US, the good thing about him was when he landed, he was working to stop over at the family place. And when they asked him, what have you come to do? He said, masters in accountant. They said, are you normal? No, in the US, you want to do master. Which accountant are you doing? My friend, see that here. What we do, we'll give you a few medical courses. Start with the basics, nothing. Just pick 1 or 2 courses inside the whole nursing. Don't do everything. See if you can even assimilate. And by simply starting from the very, what they call the basis of the basics, he picked interest in it. And realized that the topic that looks so wide, there are bits and similar portion to it. So next year, make it a personal point of contact to say, I want to start small online courses. People will say data. And I tell them, a video on YouTube, how many MB does it consume? In fact, before now, I'm not somebody who takes cognizance to MB when you send me videos. But I recently got some graduate training at work. And whenever a video drop in the brand group, the general group, the first thing they write is, hope you know this is 133 MB. I'm like, is that MB? Is MB? So anytime anybody drops anything, they evaluate it to MB and convert it to Naira. So every MB is a Naira spent. So they tell you, this is too big, this is 2,000 Naira. So if I buy 1 gig for 1,000, this is too big. So for them, every of those MB. So now imagine how much we have spent simply looking at jokes, memes and stuff that do not edify our body. We're not saying don't unwind online. Yeah, we're not saying don't watch a movie if you enjoy watching movies. Or I'm not saying, oh, don't listen to music if you do. I know people who stream Spotify every day. They are the ones saying, ah, we must get Whiskey to number one. Whiskey drop the new album. We are the Whiskey FC. It's our job to make sure it's number one. The video has dropped a new one. It's our job. They are using us. You know, but at the end of the day, how have you used that same resource to better your life? So in 2024, pick a small course. Pick a very small course, a very simple thing. Something that will not stress you, something that your brain can assimilate, and start a journey. Look for the easiest courses that would appreciate you as a human being. When we talk about human appreciation, human appreciation is when after 2 years, I ask you, how are you? How have you been? And we can sit down and there's something new about you. There are a lot of people today that even with the advent of technology, you met them 5 years ago. When you sit down to talk, exactly where you left them 5 years is where they are. They still be complaining about the country, complain about the economy. We are just struggling. So how far will you school? Any meeting? Papa, money BSc, okay. I feel like any course, nothing. I feel like any new skill, nothing. In today's world, you can literally learn how to repair a phone from start to finish online. How to fix a phone, tying the phone together. I have a friend who is a mechanic. The guy just recently relocated to Canada. And while we were talking, I asked him, guy, how did you started, I knew when you started mechanic, you started roadside, normal. Even when you started working for your father's workshop, I'm aware, how did you get so good? He said, see, immediately I understood the basics. I knew I had an advantage over my father. My father knew practical, but he didn't have the theoretical advantage of going to study further. So what did I do? Every time somebody brought a car, even if my father would fix that car, I would take time to go and study every part of that car. Every likely errors the cars would have. What are the gadgets that we use to detect error? Today's mechanic, when you take your car to the workshop, you have gadgets that once they plug to your engine, they can tell you all the faults, all the things that are wrong with your car. And so the guy went and took this little courses here and there, understanding major cars. And you tell me, see, I know major brands. These are the brands that Ibadan markets. These are Lagos brand markets. So I went to study the top 5 brands in most locations, especially for Lagos and Ibadan, because I know this is where my major customers will come from. And what that technology gives me that advantage. He's still in Canada today, but guess what? This guy does consulting on repairs. If my car is broke down anyway, he's the first person I will call. Because somehow, he has a way of telling you, Stanley, taking now, with security locking, because he has taken time to study ahead. So in 2024, there is no shortcut to it. If we are going to be able to move forward, we must need to utilize technology for study. We must use technology to understand where we are and say, oh, I only have A level. What if I get another degree online? Maybe a company may not recognize it, but I'll be better for it. Most times, employers are not just looking at hearing that, oh, I have a BSc. Which year? Oh, 10 years ago. So what has happened in the last 10 years? Oh, somebody walk up to you and say, oh, I am the MD of social company. So what did you study? I studied here, but I also have a certification in this, in that. There's a richer conversation to you as a business owner, even as an individual, when you're able to sit across the table and you can discuss. Imagine sitting among doctors and you can talk about how medicine is revolving around breast cancer or even liver, all because you took a 2 hours course. So there are 2 hours, 3 hours courses that can make you a medical conversationalist. You may not be a medical practitionalist, but you'll be able to sit among doctors and discuss. So another thing we'll be able to do, in order to utilize technology for personal development next year, is health and fitness. Many of us don't know this. Today we have a lot of apps that can help you regulate your body, help you remind yourself of basic exercise and how your heart and how your body responds to those exercises. Samsung, for instance, iPhones, even Infinix phones now have apps you can download. That when you are walking, how many steps you've taken a day? It tells you how many steps you've taken a day. Your heart beats, your heart rate, there are wristwatches. So there are technologies that can help you even maintain health and fitness. And like we say, health is wealth. So if you want to be wealthy in 2024, you need to ask yourself, what are the lifestyle apps? What are the lifestyle websites that I can visit. That if I consume this content, if I'm able to take up these few exercises, you know, I remember when I was dating my wife, she told me one day that I should register her for gym. That she wants to register for gym. I was in Ibadan, she was in Lagos. So because she worked on the island, so she's always saying, weekend she's tired. I say, oh, you might need gym. She say, if you pay, I'll go. I say, okay, no problem. I'll pay for gym. Your father's compound, the gate to where he parks his car, can you jog, do 5 laps every day? If you can do for 3 days, but then you are getting transferred the 4th day. Guess what? My wife never woke up one day to do that 1 lap. So we got married. And it became a joke. The issue is this: none of us wants to start from the very top. So if we must be able to develop ourselves personally next year, start with baby step. You don't have to go to the gym to go and do the photo shoot that everybody is doing now. Because what's happening at the gym now is photo shoot. Somebody will do 2 press up, have 4 videos. Okay? Somebody will carry one weight up before you know there are 5 videos. Baba, how did you have all this time? You spend 2 hours in the gym, you already have a whole movie produced about your gym period. So why not start with baby step? Download apps, check out website, Health Life apps, Health Life website of fitness. Simple basic press up you can do in your house. Simple basic exercise you can do. Even chest stretch out that you can do. Because if you're going to be successful in 2024, you need your health. There's no rumor around the fact that we've had even very rich people, highly placed in government, who their health has failed them. And all these terminal diseases we hear of start from basic, uncared for illness. When there is recurring cough, recurring cold, recurring leg pain, recurring chest pain. So, in order for us to move forward in 2024, personally we need to commit to health and fitness. We're not saying go and register the whole family for gym. We're saying have a family routine. Download apps, check out websites that has to do with fitness and health. And then take the basic routines every day. Another way to be able to utilize technology is personal branding. If there's one thing I have spoken the most about throughout this year, it was about personal branding. No matter the topic you give me, I will find a way to talk about personal branding. Because I've come to realize that a lot of us online do not have a brand. When people check your handle, what they nothing. What they see is picture of you, the family, picture of you here, picture of you in a party. You're not selling anything. You're nobody online. In case you don't know, the celebrities you see understand personal branding so much. So what they do is when they buy a car, they post it. A new car, 200 million, 150 million. I think ask yourself, if the video buys 2-3 cars every year, how big is his garage? Guess what? Those cars are sold almost every other year, but they don't get to announce the cars have been sold. But as far as we are concerned, he drives the latest car, 250 million, 450 million. But when he sells that same car the next day, he won't announce it. These things are done to create a level of status and awareness for whoever is coming for their brand endorsements. Davido, Wizkid, and Burna Boy are probably one of the biggest artists in Nigeria today. For you to book any of them for a session, it takes over $100,000. If the session is outside their state or outside the country, you go to a private jet. If it's Burna Boy has a special wine that must be in his room before he arrives. And he goes with at least 5 of his boys, all expense paid, private jets, hotel, and the $100,000 is untouched. It's unnegotiable. This news is not even a private news. It's out there. And it's out there for a simple reason. So that before you talk about getting a Wizkid or a Burna Boy, you need to have at least $100,000. So it is what personal branding does. Personal branding defines you as a person. So if I'm an author, I write books. How many people within my confine knows that this is what I do? And how well have I been able to interpret that on to my online audience? Your WhatsApp status, many of us are very private people. We like to keep it cool. So we make it, don't shout it. So nobody even knows who you are. But then do you realize that on WhatsApp alone, there are at least an average of 100 views per post. If you have 200, 300 contacts and they all have WhatsApp, you get at least 100 views. For you to convert 100 views in Facebook term, you will know how much you pay in Naira for per view, per click. Now you go to websites that do pay per click. Pay per click is charged at 1 cent per click. So the thing is that most often than none, we don't even utilize the immediate environment where we are. I remember when we were planning my wedding, COVID came. Every vendor we used was simply from our contact base. Okay, when I was driving in now, I remember my mother-in-law had mentioned something about bushmeat 2 weeks ago. And then for some reason, I couldn't really get bushmeat around where I thought I could. So I just leave the idea. I didn't even mention it to her again. Because I'd asked her myself and said, I used to like bushmeat. Maybe I'll get it. She's like, you should see, no problem. But I drove to the place, they didn't have bushmeat. All they had was snakes and stuff, and I didn't want all those ones. There were other options to go all the way to Egbeda or find a way to Lugberu. But then I remember there was a contact who had posted bushmeat not too long on WhatsApp. And I called him up and said, yes, we still have. Just when I was coming in here. Most often than not, in 2024, just like 2023 has shown, people are lazy to explore. So what do? When they want to buy anything, they first check their contacts. Who do I know that sells this thing? How do I get this thing delivered to me easily? So if you want to be able to develop yourself personally, even as a business, you need to be able to interpret your business and your personality online. What kind of people are you looking out for? I was showing a friend a post of a lady who wore bikini, stood in a beach side, took a picture, and guess what? She paid sponsored ad for that picture. What do you think she was trying to do? Personal branding. She already knows the kind of people she's looking for. Imagine somebody putting 20K, 30K, 50K to sponsor a post of her sitting with a bikini. So if now imagine we that are business people. How many of us have sponsored our business this year? How many of us have taken 10,000 and say, let me go just show my business to a new audience? I know a friend who started a furniture business during the advent of COVID. When she started up, her first customer came through WhatsApp. Somebody had posted and seen the furniture she posted and was like, do you have this? He said, yes, I have it. I have a friend who was even discussing about this recently and all that. She took some of that money, invested in an Instagram ad. And that was when she started growing her followers. And before you know, she started getting people contact her and say, I want to buy. The truth is, everybody online comes to consume a content, comes to buy something. So when they get online, it is what the options they have is where they buy from. So this your post online are part of the things they consume. And that's why your friends that you've not seen in 10 years can tell you where you are. I say, I know you're anybody now. How is that your baby? I saw your new baby. Fine. How is she? What's the name? I know you are 10 Vine Branch. I've seen your picture in Vine Branch before. So that is what you sell online. So for personal development, we must be able to brand ourselves. I want to be known as a bookseller online. And then I must be able to come up with a name that says I'm a bookseller. Or a word that a medical doctor didn't just come from the sky. He woke up and told himself, I want to be that guy that everybody talks about on health issue. And then he created content that drove that personality online. You'll be surprised that if you see him in person, he may not even give you one health advice. He may not even care. He might even be the guy who drinks Gary at 12 midnight. A medical doctor might actually drink Gary at 12 midnight. He might even be eating Panagam at 12 a.m. But online, he's not health expert. So everything you see online is a conscious, well-documented, well-structured content. I think the things that are unconsciously, if we have to take pictures now to post, we take 20 pictures, different angle. We will not all post the same picture. Everybody will most likely post the picture that best portray their own look. And that's why when friends even take pictures together, delete it, take on that one. One person is not fine in that picture. So everything you see online is structured, is well defined. It's not, there is almost zero room for unconsciousness or unawareness online. When people tell you unaware picture, watch very well. They tell them, we take the picture again. There we go. So as a person, as an individual, this same technology, you must be able to consciously sell something online. If you're not selling your business, you'll be selling a brand. And who is your brand? You. Why should I be your friend? When I check your profile, what makes me to want to follow you online? There has to be something about you that is interesting enough. Most of the new followers are not even the people who aspire to be like him. What do they see? They see a fine guy every day, a rich man who goes about different countries shaking hands, nice video graphics, nice design, everywhere is looking fly. He's like the future they want to be. So the guy understands branding. So you don't go over to him and say, sir, I have a project, it will cost us 1 million. Do you think it's worth his attention? From what you see online, does it look like someone that has a time for 1 million naira discussion? So you must be able to sell your brand to that level. When people can basically say, oh, if it's that, then don't go there, don't worry, don't waste your time. He doesn't do small things like that. Oh, if he's, oh, that is him. You must be able to communicate without actually saying anything. That's what personal branding is. Personal branding is non-vocal communication of yourself without actually communicating. Trying to communicate your personality yourself without vocally saying, this is me. If I come here and tell you I'm a doctor, I've been into medicine for the last 20 years, no matter how well I say it, it doesn't make me a doctor. But if you've seen me work before in the hospital, you walked in and you saw me at the hospital, you see me a profile online, maybe I was telling to a patient. Once I walk in, what will you say? Ah, that's our doctor. Because personal branding is key and it works very well for even the church we attend. I was here from Vine Branch. In Vine Branch, you can pick a caterer out. Oh, that one is a caterer. Oh, this one is a doctor. This one is a lawyer. Many of them have done this consciously over the years. So you think it's unconscious that we know one person will call them lawyer or we call this person doctor. Some people have, over time, given themselves to service in recognition of a personal brand. So in 2024, if nobody is calling you, go there. If you're a book writer, go for a symposium. Invite writers from all over. If you can't invite writers from the states or local government level, invite writers from your community. If you somebody who sells, maybe you sell tomato, you sell pepper, let everybody in your group know that I can supply tomato to your house. Become the official tomato plug for everybody within you. Let that your status be saying, yeah, tomato. When people want to do big party and they're wondering, are you sure there be tomato in the market? Call her tomato, she must have tomato. You don't have to be the woman who sells the most expensive Ankara to be rich in 2024. You simply need to take that your little business, even if it's an egg or chewing-gum business, or even if it's chin-chin you are selling. Let the whole world know that if you need chin-chin anywhere in the world, any time of the day, I am the one. And you'll be surprised how you become the official chin-chin of Lagos. So you must be able to define that space. Another important element that we must utilize for personal development in 2024, especially in terms of technology, is the people we follow and the people who follow us back online. The kind of contact we breed. I tell people that I've chatted with a lot of people for many months and I don't have their number on WhatsApp. You know why? I don't need that contact to be seeing my status or I'm seeing that status. From the conversation we've had, you don't have the kind of value I'm looking for. So I must not keep storing that number on my phone. Many of us have junks on our phone. Before now, I could just say, once you meet, I save your number. I have a lot of people who have called that I've spoken to. I've never had to save their number. There is no business from this side. So you must define, and that's why when I meet very important people, I am happy to call first and tell you, have you saved the number, sir? Because once you can save and I can save yours, I can see each other. I can sell it to you later. So as long as the people can see your status, you can see their own, you can sell unconsciously to them. I have seen people who, I remember many times I post something for a friend and somebody is like, where can I get that? I'm like, don't worry, just DM me, I'll get it for you. So you must understand that your social contact is important. The people you follow are the definition of the things you will see online. When you go to your Facebook page, it is the kind of people you follow that determines what you see on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, the feeds you get, and a reflection of the people you have consciously chosen to follow. So one of the things you must do in 2024 is segregate, consciously define what do I want to see when I log in online. You must utilize technology in 2024. Look for the people who really want to reflect your life, the kind of life you want, the kind of businesses you're interested in. Go and follow them. Look for your competitors that do very well. Follow them. Don't hide. What most of us do is you go and check their page once in a while. They'll be sneaking around. Oh! Follow them. Get real-time update as the update comes. See what they're doing differently. I think a friend, she runs her own business, designs herself. Every time she wants to do a design, she goes to at least 5-6 of her competitor. Check what design they've done. Even for as simple as Merry Christmas design. She will check 5 at least. Compare. Pick every person and say, no, I think I can do way better than this. You need to have a standard and a unit for measurement. If you are going to use technology to your advantage in 2024, you can't just buy data and data is disappearing. You don't even know what is happening to your data. You must ask yourself, I just spent 5,000 naira worth of data this month. What did this data result into? Most often than not, we hold our credit accountable. We know what we use our credit for. But most times for data, you don't have any accountability for data. So in 2024, you must have accountability for data. For every 10 gig, every 5 gig I buy, how much did this thing give me back? You must be able to define and say, oh, okay, I bought 5 gig last week. Okay, I think I was able to download an ebook. I took 2 courses with it. Oh, I was also able to watch this film. I think the film made sense. See, nobody is saying anything is wrong online. A friend of mine, a young friend, was telling me that she doesn't have any skill. I said, you must have a skill. There's nobody without a skill. He said, no, I just enjoy watching movie. I said, oh, that's interesting. That's also a skill. But she said, one of that thing she does too, okay, when we finally exchanged number and I could see her status, was one day I saw a review of a movie. She was very detailed. I had watched that movie twice. I didn't see half of the error she saw. And I asked her, Tolua, you wrote this? He said, yes. She said, this one she writes a lot. But, oh, I just got a number that she hold on. That she does this almost every week. In less than 2-3 weeks, I saw this lady taking movies apart, shedding them to bits, and telling you that they changed the light at the wrong time. That was a light setting. How come there was light at the other? That this show that was late, and she will bring evidence. She will tell you that the person changed wig. She will even tell you that the earring was changed. She's that detailed when she watches a movie. I'm like, don't worry. I know a movie critics online. She had made so much movie criticizing movie, she's gone into hotel and lifestyle. Hotels now would invite her, give her a 5-star treatment to write a review of their hotel. Movie producers will contact her and say, we just release a new movie. Give us your independent opinion about it, and they pay her for it. So you can't just hide that talent. Half of the people who have made their way to the powers of corridors in Nigerian politics today were heavy critics online. People who were always vocal online, right? No, keep that. No, Tinubu must go down. No, Gigi, what is Bali doing? So when you are too vocal, you call and say, calm down. Can you do half of what you are even saying? You come and come. Essay for new media. So the point is, in 2024, we can't sit at the comfort of our home and not be loud on the internet. If you want to sell aggressively. Be known for something online. If you want to talk aggressively. Be known for that online. So I was sharing with the technical group about the new churches that emerged in 2023 in terms of their media exposure. And if I ask us to measure at least 3, you'll be surprised that there are 2-3 names that all of us to measure. And one of them will be Femi Lazarus. Another will be Suleiman. You'll be surprised how much of these names, because what happened? They woke up one morning and said it was time. They took their time. They didn't just wake up from the blues. No. They defined things. Just a few days ago, we were sharing back end about the number of photographers, number of videographers that Femi Lazarus moves with. He can't just come here and preach. No, it doesn't happen to him like this, except you are his personal close friends. If this is going to be publicized, his team will be here ahead of time. They will check every camera angle. There will be every coverage of what he's going to say. There's a transcript ready to write. Copywriters are ready. So every bit, by the time they are done, somebody takes the entire sermon, writes everything, and somebody's checking it, cutting out the piece of the video, and they are editing it immediately. By the time they are releasing, they are sponsoring the ad. Yeah. So when you see 20,000 people liking one post, it's not impromptu. It's not shere. So if people take this much effort to deliver the quality of results you see, how about you? In 2024, you must ask yourself, what level of effort am I going to put into myself that will deliver the person I intend to see? And you'll be surprised that 24 hours is still enough. The same money you have is still okay. I was with a friend yesterday, we were working, and he told me, Stanley, I want to start my building project. I'm like, guy, money don't come. He said, no. He said, remember when you met me? I was doing a program. I was earning so amount of salary as at that time. Between that time to now, my salary has increased. I am done with the program. In fact, I am giving back to a child. So, what is happening to my money now? I said it's the economy. He said it's not the economy. What's happening is that my mindset has changed. I have moved from a resource-driven expense to a cost-driven expense. The truth is expense, cost is cost. But there's a difference between when it's a resource-driven expense and when it's a cost-driven expense. You don't need a new shoe if you already have enough shoes you don't even want. You don't need a new shirt if your shirt is not worn out, and if you have shirts you've not worn. You don't need to attend all the parties in 2024. That's the point. The issue is this cost, the money you would spend. If you check, okay, I had a very small friend, young friend. A guy told me, he's put the statement of account for December and showed me and said, where did you get money? I said, it's called turnover for a reason. It shows that the whole month of December, this amount of money had come in and left your account. And you had unconsciously spent it without even knowing. If most of us check the amount of money that has passed through our account in the last 6 months, you will be shocked. You will say, if they give me that money in bulk, I will have done this. Even if they give you in bulk, not everybody will have still done anything with it. So 2024, we must consciously define how we use expenses and how we allocate expenses. And this will define our online presence. So in order to utilize technology for personal development, we must also be able to drill down on those costs. And say, this cost direction is where I would rather focus. Are you investing in a new gadget? Are you investing in a new phone? Why? Many people will just want to buy a new phone. And I ask them, what does a new phone mean to you as a person or as a business? Does the phone mean that the camera quality is what you need? Or is it the storage capacity is what you need? Or is it because you send a lot of emails and you need a phone that is efficient with email sending, has the right apps? So you must define what you're doing and how you're able to utilize those gadgets in the coming year. Now, because I know I've taken a lot of our time. So it's important that you also define as a family what your internet time run will be like. How well of internet do you want to use in your home? Many of us do not regulate these things. We do not want to. We need to regulate how much of internet time. As much as internet is one of the most valuable things you can have, you must also realize that if you spend too much of it, you disconnect with the physical. Today, people go to parties and they can't do without their phone. If you like, be preaching the best sermon on earth, some people must hold their phone. If you like, even be performing miracles, to get to their turn, they will be holding their phone. It is how bad the phone internet is. But I would like to round up with the last point. Build a social network online. Today, I have friends that are not in Ibadan, not in Lagos, not in Nigeria. I have a friend who walked into Canada 2 years ago and walked in with his bag. And as he was entering, a friend of ours was the one who went to pick him up. And when they were sharing the videos and the picture experiences, one of the things that came to mind is understanding that in today's world, you can literally stay here in Ibadan and build. Thank you very much. Thank you. No, it's fine. Thank you. So you can literally stay back and tell yourself that I want to be able to have friends in China in 2024. One of my very close friends runs a charcoal business. I had to ask him, guy, where did you get all these Chinese friends that you have around you? He said, Stanley, it's the same internet. The same internet. So if you wake up today and say, I want to have a friend in Thailand, what do? You look for where are Thailand people meeting venue? Where are the sites that they visit? Where are the chat rooms for Thailand people? Where are the forums, conferences for Thailand people? And there are a lot of online and virtual trainings, conferences that interstate, intercountry, intercontinental. Meaning that you can choose where you want to play in the social network. So in 2024, it's not enough to say, I want to grow. For you to grow, you need to be able to build a social network. Your value system today is driven by people around you. I many of us say, I remember I was with a friend and we were talking about a party we had attended. In that party, guess what they did? There was 100,000 naira to be won. All you had to do was enter with a 10,000 naira prize. Once you pay 10,000 naira for that game, that particular game, you stand a chance to win 100,000. And for you to win the 100,000, you will take your phone and you will call 2 of your friends. Whoever can raise the highest money on the spot raise the 100K. It means that you have 2 lifelines. You must not tell them it's a game. When you call, it's going to be on speaker, everyone's going to hear you. But you're going to ask them for the highest possible money. Whoever could raise the highest possible money in the shortest time wins the game. A friend of ours called. By the time he called the second number, he asked for ₦1 million. Guess what the friend told him? Tony, should shop everything, well, all right. 1 million naira. She 1 million, let's solve problem to me. To me. Are you sure? The friend was doubting. Tell me the truth. Is it really 1 million? Is that something I should know? And he was trying to prove. He said, no, just 1 million. Guy, are you sure? Okay, I'll do 2 million. Call me back when it's fine. I can see you might not talk too much, you know. And that was the value of the guy won. Plain and simple. But he did not get to that level of having a 2 million naira friend overnight. It means that we must commit to networking and social development if we are going to be able to grow in 2024. And it's one of the best way. One of the easiest and the best way to do this is building a social network. You cannot have, I've seen people online who will send a DM and say, I like what you write, can I follow you? Can I be your friend? There's no crime in looking for people who you see and admire. I'm not saying that on the DMing the video and whiskey, they will not answer you. They already like 1,000 people DMing them and you're coming very late. These are people within your hemisphere. Telling non-celebrity status people. I know people that have over 100k followers, they're not celebrities. I know doctors, lawyers, engineers who have very good following online, who are not public figure per se. But if you reach out to them and say, oh, I admire your work. If I am a banker, it is just normal that I have people who are in the banking hemisphere and I like what they do. And I like this guy, he's an SM, he's an AGM, he's a whatever. Oh, I'm a lawyer. I like this lawyer. I like the way he treats cases. I've seen him, I want to follow him. Oh, I'm a hairdresser. I like this person. Look for mentors, look for social network online. You just go online and just roll. No. Consciously let out people you want to follow. As in this new year, I want to follow people in my field. Maybe I want to be able to start making bread. Maybe I want to own a bakery. But right now, I do a retail job. I sell bread for other people. So why not look for people that own bakeries online? Look for people who are into pastas. Look for people who make those stuffs you want to do. Follow them consistently and then engage them productively. The question, the issue we have online is, you see somebody you are following. The first thing you are saying is, that your gown is too short. Oh. Are you sure it will not catch fire when you are baking? Oh, that your hair, is it not too long? Can you be entering the kitchen with this kind of, you are correcting who your helper is. Most young people have made the mistake of always correcting others when they see them online. People are supposed to help you. People are supposed to learn from. You first start castigating. So when you go online, you must learn to be partially blinded to some things and focus on what your goal is. If not, you will probably not find the right mentor online. Because by the time you go online, you will see a lot of things you don't want to see. Your mentor might be somebody who likes long hair or uses attachment. And you are from a Christian background where attachment is a sin. But the person you want to put you through on how to bake bread or how to make homemade pizza, there's attachment, very long one for that matter. And your mind is, this one will not make heaven. So it's important that in order to utilize technology for personal development, we must think around all these things. We must start by defining our physical self, our own weak points, our own weaknesses, our own deficiency. And I must ask ourselves, how do we improve on those weaknesses and deficiencies? Online trainings and the likes. What are the courses, what are the places I can get those resources? And then we must start defining our personal brand. What do I want to sell online? Who do I want to be seen as? If people check my WhatsApp, what do they want to see? If people check my Instagram, my Facebook, how do I define myself? If I'm able to define myself, can I also define a business? Can I become that tomato, your onions? Can I become that #1 caterer? Rice of Ibadan, you understand? Your alamala of Ibadan. People use this nomenclature, people use this branding just to be able to get an edge. So when you even search online and say, I'm looking for best spots to eat amala, the first that comes to your mind is what? Amala Sky. Is that the best amala in Ibadan? No. I have eaten more amala in this town than most people here. I've got your heart. It's not the best, but my friends will not believe. Because when they enter Ibadan, get amala Sky, so you must always go back there and eat again. You get, your culture is not also the best. But guess what? We're branded. So you must realize that people do not buy from the best, they buy from people they know. It's not the best. HP laptop is not the best laptop, but you know HP. That's the truth. Ask any student who choose UI. 90% of them choose UI because they have heard of UI before. Imagine UI never existed. Like in their own world, they don't know. There are schools in the north that people don't know about. University of Yola. Most of those schools are battling, asking for, they have not even made their quota for the month. But people don't know they exist. So nobody's applying to those schools. We don't like we always exceed this quota every year. Why? It's fair. Because they're the most popular schools and everybody's live. And then when University of Oye first came out, people were wondering where is it? But you know, quote on their seed. So your business must first be known. Forget whether you are the best or not. Sell it, shout it, brand it like it's the best. If you test my chinchin, you will never get another chinchin in this world. And by the time people start ordering the chinchin, people don't even know the difference between good and bad. I won't lie to you. Half of Nigerians, I have changed dry cleaner. I don't even know the difference. The only thing I know is personal relationship is what has kept me and those people most times. That's the truth. Your tailor is probably not the best tailor. That's the truth. So, but the fact that the person even knows or you know the person exists, when you move to a new area, your first issue is where do I? Who do I? So what comes to mind is your popularity first. It is only after you've tested popularity that you now say, oh, can I get a better somebody that does? Because you don't share but can share that. So be that person who is even popular first. And then define your share network, define your cost around data. Make a business sense of your internet time. Don't just be online forever. Don't just be online for being online sake. Let online make sense to you. Let it be for your own good. Don't just every video that pops up, every news that pops up, you go and check, you go and read. No. Be online because you have the benefit of being online. I had to message with my wife. I have learned I must not reply a chat immediately. It's not a crime. You will not die.
Thank you.
I have a weakness for it. I don't have unread messages.
Wow.
It's a weakness.
That's a good one.
I will never leave your message unread.
Wow.
But I've also learned to not delay the reading. Because my life is not tied to it. It's not even a business. Most of the ones that even you are driving, you are chatting, or you are about to sleep, you are chatting, you are carrying baby, you are chatting, or you are even at work. Most of them are not even economical. My wife will always ask me every time I'm going out, hope this place will bring you money. Hope this will make you happy. It's not is it making you happy or is bringing you money. That's the truth. You can't spend your time online and not be happy and also not make money. I can't go online and be posted by enemy. I don't have enemies online. How can you add people to your WhatsApp and be saying all my enemies are saying this, so I will make it? I don't know. How do you do it? You connected my number, and then we're not enemy each other. Ah, my enemies, let me see. Ah, this is let me see. The day you're supposed to be at the selling market, if you don't have anything to say, become a retailer. These are people's business. These are people that do very well. I have a friend, she does Ankara in Ibadan. Probably one of the best Ankara seller in Ibadan here. She's always loud about it. Ankara business every year. She's a challenge there. Every day she's shouting about Ankara. Videos, Ankara package, Ankara gift, Ankara. Everything you do, what to do birthday, you do Ankara box gifts. So pick a hustle and let that hustle speak for you in 2024. The only way to break even in Nigeria today is you must be selling something. You cannot be making money at the rate you are spending it. One of the things that changed for me in the last 2 years was I realized that salary will never be enough. You have to have something that makes money when you are not even there. Like somebody can just call you and say, guy, we want to buy. How much? If you don't have anything yourself, nobody is calling you for anything. Somebody must need to call you and say, guy, do you know where I can get? That is money. And when people call you, calm down. Don't become a transmitter. Step low. Ask yourself, what is the need for me in this transaction? A friend of mine made 11 million from simply asking that question. He asked himself, somebody asked him and said, guy, we've been trying to consummate a transaction for international trade. So far, so good. 2 banks have failed us. Do you know who can help us process this? The rate right now is crazy. Can you help out? And the guy was about, that pause and said, you know many of these troopers, that's your mobile, because one shall last. You not come down and do together. I can help you, but even me right now, I'm tight of funds and I'm trying to get back with some businesses and stuff. He said, if you can do this, don't worry. You have a cut. The guy got 11 million, bought a new car.
Wow.
So when somebody asks, do you know where I can get Gary in bulk? That's your name is Gary seller. You don't be one of the people who go and I not two shop in Bodija. One shop in Bodija. I am the Gary seller.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You need 20 bags of cement. I'm a cement dealer. I'm making 2,000 bags. I say 20 bags. When I 20 bags, I'm a cement dealer. It means that if there is no one there to be added to that cement, for me, I think I should build a strong relationship. The person should know that, I gave you 20 bags of cement. Somebody should owe me in kind, somehow. So in 2024, sell products. Push goods out there. If you don't have, go to people's home, push it. If they don't give you back in kind, cash, they owe you in kind. You can come for that favor tomorrow. That guy used to help us a lot. He has referred 5 customers to us. And you think they won't give you discount or make it free for you? or even come through for you. So do not just sit back in 2024 and while away your time on the internet. Ordinary design thinking. AI, I learned AI online, free course. So there are basic things you can pick up from a business angle to a personal angle to books you can read. More importantly, spiritually, I have come to realize that no matter what we do, you can even be scrolling online every day and not see any prospects, nothing. But if you are spiritually connected, it might just be the first 2-3 things you scroll through in the morning that just appeal to you. You may just need somebody in Ibadan who will supply all the chinchin they need for an event, and that's your job. But you may just need somebody who knows where they are getting service apartments, and that's your job. You may just need somebody, a tour guide. A friend of mine was telling me which time that they were saying that they got some foreigners in who they need to show places in Ibadan. And you need to know how much these guys were paying for somebody to just be carrying them up and down. Okay, this is Olubadan Palace. This is it's just this Olubadan. Then we snapping picture, and then the guy went home with nothing less than 200,000 naira per day.
Wow.
For showing people around. And these guys are so coded that they say they don't even, for security reasons, they don't land their visit. So they bring in foreigners. They usually just show them around the city of Ibadan. They do that same thing for Ife. They get and Abeokuta as well. So they pay people tour guides. So imagine somebody earning over 100K for just showing people around, free food, free everything. Yeah. And you have to your picture no more. Because they will slap you too. As tour guide. You get. So sometimes you must be open to these opportunities. And then sometimes our spiritualness is what actually connects us to these things. But at the end of the day, you must also remember that God asked Moses, what do you have in your hands? So if eventually opportunity come, what do you have in your hands? And that's why I started with what? Skill up. 2024, go and learn a skill. Read a book. Learn something. Hairdressing, cake baking, whatever. Hold something in your hands. So that when your friends and social network online, when you start doing those branding and sponsored ad and everything and pushing yourself out there, there is something for people to buy from. Thank you.
Wow. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just be.
Thank you.
Well, please let's give him a very loud round of applause one more time. Yeah, thank you so very much, sir. I'm really, I mean, I don't know. Already, I think myself, I am full already now, you know, because I've learned so much. But we know you are a very busy person, but you are going to just give us a few minutes. I'm sure there will be one or two questions or something to say, and Ronnie is going to coordinate that. He's going to coordinate that, you know, if there are questions and other things. Thank you.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you.
We value the time we spent here together, and I want to welcome everyone once again. It's a good thing to. So it's a good thing to have us join this, this get together. I'm always excited every year, Dr. Shola calls for this meeting. And one thing that gets me so much excited is the tenacity he has put into this. I think we started this about 3 or 4 years ago now, and he's always pushing at it. And I'm excited when I see that path of consistency, when people do things and they are really getting along with it. So we celebrate you, sir. And so today we had a lot. Mr. Stanley has come up to remind us of some of the things we know, and tell us some few things, new things that are, for example, for me, I'm always excited about the internet, technology, and things like that. But I've never been conscious about using it for lifestyle and health. I've never been conscious. It was just now that I'm even getting to know that there are, apps, mobile applications that I could use, as an individual to manage my health, family well-being, and things like this. So while we are getting this for our questions, I will still want to bring him up again to be a bit specific. When you could just, he has given out that information, and I want him to be more specific about some of these applications, particularly, let me not just talk for myself, but that one hit me. So that one actually, because I've been, for example, education, I've done a lot of online courses. I'm still with one, and I will always do. In fact, my wife knows me if I'm not on this program or on that program. But when it comes to health, sir, please can you be specific?
Okay, there are at least tons of many, about 20 at least I know of. There's 50, there is FIFTY, there's workouts, there is my fitness app. So what this app basically does is once you download them, it regulates even do you know the devices you have with you have ability to read your temperature, your heartbeat and all that.
Wow.
There are wristwatches, the Apple wristwatches.
Exactly.
Yes, you'll be surprised how much has gone into developing these apps. The apps that even tells you, look, have you asked yourself, if you want to open our Instagram, go to your Instagram feed, you will not see exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You will see things related to the books and people you follow
That's true.
and your interests. Have you realized that your thoughts appears on your phone?
Wow.
Your thoughts.
I noticed it.
The things you are thinking of during the week, go and check it online on Instagram. It will be on your feed. Go to your feed. Your thoughts appears on Instagram. AI have been developed to capture your thinking.
Wow.
As you think, unconsciously you say those things. Ah, where can I get pizza? Ah, pizza. Check Instagram. The first thing you see is pizza. Try this tomorrow. If I can try it today.
I've tried it.
It worked.
Yes.
That is the truth. It will, once you start thinking about a particular thing, that's how much has gone into technology in 2020. Since COVID, it's not a lifestyle. And so you can actually download those apps and then check your heart rate, how many times you work out every day, and it calculates these things for you. It will even tell you the exercise to do. So for instance, my fitness app, once you click on my fitness app, it will give you an exercise routine for the day. If you tell yourself that, oh, I want to be able to reduce chest bone, I usually have chest bone, it will give you exercise for chest bone, give you food recommendation for chest bone, food not to eat. Oh, I usually have a lot of cough. What are the food to avoid? It will tell you even when to take your drugs and I tell you, do you want to set reminders? So this is how much you can use technology for.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You know, what he said, I've never been conscious of it, but I know it happened. It was recently, I think it was towards November, mid of November. I decided to do an MBA, but I wasn't ready for a traditional university because I don't think I have that flexibility of time, for that now. And based on some of the things I'll be doing from 2024. So I spoke with one of my mentors. I was like, you don't stress life, Arefu. I not just go online, do MBA and things like that. I've been doing a lot of courses and about, it was around that time, even before me going online to search for universities. Anytime a call comes onto my phone and Truecaller identifies the person, the next thing I will see is 1.5 year MBA program, Columbia University. This one, Columbia University. This one, and the Ruskin University. And I'll be like, it works. When my wife announced to me that we're expecting Fumi, one of the things I will always see is baby items. I just checked, you check the website. Next thing you are seeing is baby items. You go online, you are seeing baby items. You are seeing hospital, you are seeing all kinds of things. So some of these things are, thank you for opening our eyes. Thank you for opening our eyes to some of these things. Then he also made a point that was very, very valid. I would like to entertain questions. I would like us to ask questions. I'm just trying to, remind of some of the things he said so that we can really come up to that. He made a mention of the fact that we need to be conscious about our personal identity, even online. You see, recently before this meeting started, a call came from my phone. It was one of my classmates, if I a secondary school mate, and the next thing I saw was that I was in a video call, and I could see different. But I noticed something. A few of these guys have been contacting. I've been able to connect them, and I had to just. I was still talking to my wife yesterday about some of my classmates. I never knew it was going to happen this morning, and it was like, this person. I had to stay up, and because I initiated the conversation with this lady on Facebook, and a few conversations. No, this is not the kind of person I want to really, hang on to. And these are things that we tell people unconsciously. We tell people about who we are. We provide information for people unconsciously. Because if I could check on any of your social media handles now, I have an idea of what your life looks like. I have an idea. So Mr. Stanley has come here this afternoon to charge us, to be deliberate about. In fact, the truth is there is no dichotomy between the social media life, and because everything just there's this synchronicity. You just heard it now.
The social media just amplifies it.
It just, yes, thank you, sir.
It's an amplifier.
Yeah.
Physically, you can touch 2-3 people. Imagine we are take this virtually. People can connect from all over the world, and you'll be speaking to millions of people at the same time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I think we should look in that direction, sir.
Yes.
We might need to look into that direction.
In fact, there are so many. Anyway, that would be, in her
Okay, we'll look into that. We'll look into that.
Right now that we're going to put into this thing. We want to really, really appreciate you, sir. I don't know. I don't want to waste your time so much, but you towards the end of your, presentation, you talked, on this AI thing. I know one of the latest inventions right now, one of the latest things that people talk about right now, people talk about ChatGPT, all those things. Now, I mean, in my profession, I was telling them when I was giving the initial welcome, I can sit down right now and develop a whole lecture for my students.
Just using AI.
Using AI, yeah.
I only need to,
just edit it and be sure.
Then you even write an article for publication.
Yeah.
Right now.
We even write books.
You write books now in an hour.
So
You ready cover design everything within an hour.
within an hour right now.
Yes.
Wow.
You write books on that with AI now.
Wow. So for businessmen, if you are selling something, is there a way that can be useful to you?
Yes, AI has remained very, very prominent in business. For instance, you're going for a business meeting or a presentation. You can always research, what are my competitors doing? Who are the top sellers of? Who are the major buyers of? How much of this was consumed last year? Now